I don't know though. Bear, remember Bud? That motherfucker takes. He'd walk your mom out every morning. And he didn't like being inside. He did not like being inside. You let him in because he wanted in. He wanted right back out, right out. He's out there going down
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Apex Wrestling Ground Zero. Our first rebel commentator for Apex Wrestling here, coming here alongside my broadcast partner, Tony Sparacio.
Yes, it is I, the living meme himself, the Tekashi 6ix9ine of Caw. We are ready for some Ground Zero action.
And we'll be live from inside the Bridgestone Arena in Nashville, Tennessee. And we got some big news coming up, ladies and gentlemen. The boss, Lee Anderson, is coming out here tonight. The only question is, what is he coming out here for?
I don't know. Well, he does have a match coming up at Control against the Hacker. It most likely has to do with the Hacker, or it could be to confirm some more matches. Who knows? You know, the only man that knows really is that damn old Lee Anderson.
Yeah, so we'll see what he's got to say, but he's been on an emotional roller coaster ride here in Apex Wrestling, considering how he had his account hacked, and then last week on Ground Zero, he had his show held hostage, and he has not been the same man ever since.
Yeah, he finally got in a suit, though.
Aside from that, but now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to see what the boss has to say. And here comes Mr. Anderson, the owner of Apex Wrestling. He's had a whole week to prepare whatever he's about to talk about tonight, and we're going to see what he's got to say right now. I have never been so pissed off in my life after what I had to go through this past month, and especially last week. My account gets hacked multiple times, and then last week on Ground Zero, the show got taken over. Now I have had this thing in my head talking about who could be this hacker. And right now my mind is focused on one sole individual. And that man is Deshaun Walton. He and I go back to the point where our relationship isn't the best in any way, shape, or form. But tonight, I'm not going to let this man speak for himself. No. Tonight, this man will be forced to undergo his contractual obligations as an Apex wrestler. Hence why I am putting him in a match against the Intercontinental Champion, Jaden Shadow. So Walton, I hope you enjoy this little punishment that I give you. But let's just hope you're able to back up whatever shit may be going through your mind after what I just said. Have a good matchup. And everybody here, I will see every single one of you later. And Anderson calling out Deshaun Walton, calling him the possible hacker.
Wow, what a bold statement. I mean, yeah, they do have some history with each other, but do you really think Walton really cares about this show as much as Lee is saying he is?
That's a very good question. We all know the history those two men have. So we'll see what happens with that matchup later on between Walton and Shadow. But coming next, ladies and gentlemen, we've got some fresh faces here tonight. And our first fresh face is Leo Punk, debuting here tonight against One Shot Kid inside the steel cage.
Yep, of course, Apex still unfortunately under lockdown, making sure that every precaution is made. And it seems like it's working. It seems like the hacker hasn't been able to get on Lee Anderson's Twitter and in the show, in the crowd, in the arena, and it's just been helping for the better. And we're finally able to see some new and up-and-coming faces now that the show is not hijacked, you know?
Oh, indeed, this is going to be a good one here. So we got a new fresh face against another fresh face. But One Shot Kid has had his share of matches here at Apex Wrestling. Let's see what he can do against a somewhat of a veteran in this very ring against Leo Punk. Let's see what happens. Steel cage match. Let's get going.
The following contest is a steel cage match. Making his way to the ring from San Antonio, Texas, weighing in at 215 pounds, the Nightmare, Leo Punk.
Leo Punk, a man who has had some tag team experience in his career, but tonight he is not in a tag team match. He's going at it alone here tonight against One Shot Kid. What are your thoughts about this young man?
Leo Punk, I've heard a lot about him, and I've seen some of his stuff, but never was able to get to experience him in person like this in living color. And it's going to be quite fun to see him go up against quite the man on the roll that is One Shot Kid.
Yeah, this is. Even this snow. Yeah, this don't smell like mud. That don't make no sense.
And his opponent from Brisbane, Australia, weighing in at 217 pounds, OSK.
For One Shot Kid, a fresh face in Apex Wrestling, so to speak. He has wrestled many a times here. He's had his share of winning losses, but tonight we'll see, like I said, we'll see what he can do against a veteran who honestly has not had that fair share of one-on-one matches as far as Apex goes. But this is going to be a good one. What do you say, Mr. Sparacio?
I definitely think One Shot Kid is one of the best Apex exclusives we have. A shoe-in for this Internet Championship title picture that we're going to be getting soon enough, and I'm just excited to see this match get underway.
Oh yeah, this match going underway. Leo Punk, as just mentioned, the veteran out of the two of these men. But OSK has been shown, whether you're a veteran or a new guy like himself, he is not afraid to take you to the next level.
Yep, the man from Brisbane, Australia, I believe, or Melbourne, really showing his tenacity.
You got to do one thing with Leo Punk. You got to You gotta try to outthink a man who's had more experience in the ring than you. And with that being said, how could you possibly do that? Well, you're a fresh face, but yet you're facing off somebody against somebody who's had so much more experience than you in this squared circle.
Well, when it comes to experience, One Shot Kid has shown to be able to be in the ring with the greats, with some of the best we have to offer in Apex, both new and old.
Yeah, we've had many faces coming in at Apex. Leo Punk gonna be one of those guys. We'll see what he can do in the squared circle. In all honesty, some people might be picking Leo Punk to win this match, but in all honesty, you can never count the fresh man out, because sometimes the fresh man could pick up the victory over DDT, over the experienced man, as long as he is not too cocky in any way, shape, or form.
Anything is possible in the world of professional wrestling, especially moves that I've been quite impressed with, like this.
Oh yeah, a cattle mutilation from OSK, but Leo Punk getting out of it. And now Punk, oh no, the package pile driver right on the back of the neck of OSK.
Yeah, that's not a fun move to take.
Oh, and he just gets it with a knee right in the face, cover. And a kick out of two by OSK, and Punk's wondering how the hell he kicked out of that.
Yep, I know all of us are. But when you're locked inside of a cage, there's that kind of instinct that you get sometimes, you know?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Not giving up.
And there's another cover after another pile driver, and this time Leo Punk gets OSK.
There you go. Debut victory for Leo Punk. Congrats on his end.
A nice short matchup, but it was a good matchup. Both men showed a little bit of what they can do in that ring. But Leo Punk, like I said, being the veteran here, got the victory over One Shot Kid. But One Shot Kid's his I can't think of the word. God damn it!
Debut.
Yeah.
His debut was quite impressive, and who knows? Maybe he might get a shot at that internet champion. Just gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see. And speaking of the internet championship, next week
Here is your winner,
the bracket
the
for the internet
Nightmare,
championship
Leo
will be coming out. It's going to be a good bracket, I can already tell you guys that much. The bracket will be coming out. The only question is who will be in there, aside from the men who we have announced last week on Warzone.
We're just gonna have to wait and see. All I know is that it's the biggest and best that the internet has to offer when it comes to influence. That's all this tournament is about, the amount of influence you have.
Oh, yes indeed. And now, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, the Black Empire. It's going to go up against a team that we have not seen in Apex Wrestling at all, in any way, shape, or form. The females of Reckless Intent are here.
Yep, Alexia Hagen, the sister of Cody Hagen, and Cassidy Blake, the sister of Whitney Quinn, coming together. Have been together for a while, but this is the first time they're showing their skills in Apex, going up against one of the #1 contenders for the Apex Women's Tag Team Champions, the Black Empire. And the Black Empire is going to try to show off as much as they can when it comes to these newbies. They're stepping on their turf. It's their yard, and they've got to suffer, and they've got to show why they are there where they are.
Yes, indeed. The fact that the Black Empire are now going as an added bonus, the Black Empire are one of the 3 tag teams that will be competing for the Apex Women's Tag Titles at Control. It's going to be a doozy of a match with 3 well-known tag teams that have had their fair share of victories over the other 2 competitors. All 3 have shared a victory over everyone, regardless of how they did it. But tonight, we'll see what Reckless can do against the Black Empire.
Go!
And speaking of Reckless Intent, later on tonight we will be having the men's side of Reckless competing here tonight as they take on Kaiju in a steel cage tag team matchup. I'm looking forward to that match. It's going to be one hell of a doozy right there, I tell you that much.
Oh, I'm excited for that. Just a mass amount of human, just all in one ring. I wouldn't be surprised if the ring collapsed.
Oh, let's hope it doesn't, because after that match we got, I don't know how many matches after it left to do, so hopefully you don't break it if there's any matches left. But now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get on with the Black Empire Reckless Intent Steel Cage matchup. It starts right now.
To the ring, Ali Black and Angel Black, the Empire of Pain.
Well, the Black Empire, as you can see, fresh new faces, fresh new attire. They are looking to dominate tonight.
Yep, and if we could go back on their match against Control, I hear there's some possible options that will give the Black Empire an option to choose their match type if the fans choose. I just can't wait to see what that has in store. I can't wait for these fan polls to come out.
Oh yeah, the fan polls will be coming out 2 days before the release of Control. It's going to be one wild night. I can already see the floodgates being open for that as we get a good amount of votes from people here in these polls that we got for Control. It's just gonna be a wild 2 days, the way I figure it.
Yeah, but that's then.
About the Black Empire, we got another new rehash of somebody, a new attire from one and a new face for Apex from the other.
Yep, Alexia Hagen, like I said, the sister of Cody Hagen, who has been on a roll. Let's see if she can match her brother, as well as other generational family has.
Alexia Hagen been scouted out by Lee Anderson after he watched a few of her matches with her partner Cassidy Blake, and he enjoyed their tag team matches, and so we're gonna get a taste of them here tonight on Apex Wrestling for the first time ever. I'm already ecstatic for this, and I haven't really seen much of them.
Yeah, I'm excited as well. Like I said, I've seen a lot of their stuff on GPW, but again, this is the first time seeing them in living color, and I'm excited. Let's go.
From Scottsdale, Arizona, Cassidy Blake.
Well, Cassidy Blake, she has been in Apex for quite some time. She has made her mark in the singles division. Tonight, we get a taste of what she can do in the tag team division.
Yep. Honestly, in my opinion, one of the most overlooked stars in Apex history. And she is ready to make a mark on the women's tag division, which I think right now, out of all the divisions in Apex, the women's tag division is the hottest going right now. There's the most competition and the fiercest action among all other divisions.
Oh, oh yeah, that's definitely true. And now the cage is being lowered. The referee's waiting for it, and the referee is calling for the bell, and this match is underway. Now the difference between a steel cage one-on-one matchup, in this case, because of the regulations that every state has with the tag team matchup, both team members have to escape from the cage. There are no pinfalls or submissions in this matchup.
Damn State Athletics Commission, but honestly, that has definitely shown the best matches possible. Last week, one of the best matches we had on Warzone was the tag match, I would say.
I would agree with you there. I would definitely agree with you there. And right now
we got quite the 50-50 split. We got one side mopping the floor with the other, and the reverse on the other side.
Now, right now, it seems like whenever one side gets the advantage, one person from the other team manages to get it to where neither partner can go. Oh! And Cassidy Blake throwing Aaliyah right into the cage. Face first. That's gotta hurt.
What's definitely going to be interesting to see is when the 2-on-1 situation happens, and then the 1-on-1, or if there even gets to a 1-on-1 situation. If both team members just manage to get out safely.
And that's happened many times before in tag team steel cage history. But we'll see what happens here as Ariel just picks up Alexia Hagen. And now Ariel going on the...
I'm trying to finish. I'm just kidding.
Uh-oh. And now Cassidy... Oh! Taking Ariel off the cage by slipping a foot off of there. And then gets her with a knee right in the face. A running knee right in the face.
What a knee.
And right now, this time, the reckless intent, at least for the moment, had control. And now it's going back to... going clearly back into the Black Empire.
Yeah, it's just quite... there's quite an advantage now for the Black Empire, and they're trying to take advantage by escaping the cage. What's happened, though?
Oh, no, and not Cassidy Blake, Alexia Hagen. Yeah, I remember that. Alexia Hagen now with a reverse twist of fate right there. Two of them as the reckless intent girls going over. Oh wait, Cassidy Blake decided not to climb up. But Cassidy Blake, she's on the other side. Alexia Hagen now going on the other side while Ariel's trying to distract Cassidy from trying to get out of the cage.
Yep, maybe Cassidy's trying to create a diversion for Alexia to get up.
Well, right now, Alexia is on the cage. She's on the top. And Ariel goes down. There goes Alexia Hagen. She's out of the cage. Cassidy is almost on her way to the top of the cage. Ariel better hurry up. Oh, wait a minute. Ariel's going to try to climb over the top herself. Ariel's trying to... Aaliyah, that's it. My apologies. Aaliyah climbing over the top of the cage.
Ariel trying to stop Cassidy.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say there. Cassidy now going back and forth with Ariel, and Ariel slams her face first, and there she goes. And now Ariel climbing up, trying to find her footing to climb over the top of the cage. Cassidy's getting back up. Cassidy's getting back up, trying to stop Ariel.
Quick enough.
Oh, yes, she is. She just knocked Ariel's lights out right there. And Ariel digging her down. That might have been it. The Black Empire might be victorious here unless Cassidy can hurry up and get over there.
Doesn't seem like it. She took a nasty fall.
Oh, man. Well, the Black Empire coming over the cage. And just like that, the Black Empire is victorious.
Another win on their way to Control.
Man, what a nice matchup that was between these two teams. It gave it their all. And at the end of the day, one of the two tag teams challenging for the championship at Control walked out victorious. But I will say this, Reckless Intent showed us what they're made of tonight.
Yep. If they face any other, if it was any other tag team, it would definitely have gone to Reckless.
But tonight the Black Empire celebrated their victory. And that's just how it is, man. Not all big tag teams that are just coming from one show to another to be victorious. But tonight, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, it is the men's Reckless Intent going up against Kaiju in a Tornado Tag Steel Cage match. I'm all excited about this match. I just hope they don't break this ring, because we need that ring for the next few matches.
Yeah. TK looking extra vicious tonight, I think.
Oh yeah, he definitely is. He looks like he's about ready to kill somebody over here.
Yeah, after not being able to get at the world champion, at the tag team champions, he's in a nasty mood, and he's ready to rake some faces across this cage.
Speaking of Kaiju, they will be taking on the Charm City Kings in a tag team match for the tag team titles at Control. But the audience gets to choose what match stipulation, and like a few of the matches, you get both champions and challengers get to choose their own stipulation.
Ooh.
So this is going to be a good one, I can already tell you that one. But there will be two other options to choose from in case you don't want to see what the champions or challengers have in store for their respective opponent. But, like we said, that's then 2 days from Control. But that's then, this is now. It's going to be it's going to be one hell of a cage match between these two teams. I'm already ecstatic for it. Let's get going.
Go!
Introducing first, from Rome, Italy, weighing in at 220 pounds, Franco Madman Ricci.
Here he comes, the Italian Madman, Franco Ricci. One of the most devastatingly hard-hitting wrestlers to ever grace any ring, Apex or outside.
Yep, leader of Reckless Intent. Has been going through some recent controversies when it comes to whether he is what he says he is, but that's a totally different company. Right now, right here is basically his home turf. I would say Apex is the biggest conglomerate of Reckless Intent anywhere, and he is showing that by ordering his team be going up against the tag champs. And here comes his muscle, his underboss.
TK
Standing 7 feet tall, weighing in at 465 pounds, Tough Man TK Rex.
TK, ever since last week on Ground Zero, he has not been in a good mood. Well, I would say he's been in a more terrible mood ever since he got attacked last week on Ground Zero by some minions of this hacker, Deshaun Walton or not.
Yeah,
So the big question is, TK, how big of a factor will he be in this match, knowing full well that he is just absolutely pissed?
Yeah. When a man his size is as pissed as he is right now, I don't care how big his opponent is, they should be scared at the fact that what this man can do.
Well, you kind of want to feel sorry for Matthew Moretti. I don't know why I called him by his former name. But in any case, Matthew Moretti, he's going up against TK at Control. So you gotta kind of feel sorry a little bit for Matthew Moretti, going up against a big man who's already pissed off at just these minions. So he's going to vent his frustrations to anybody until he feels like his frustrations have been met.
Yep. But that's 2 weeks from now. Right now, we got the Apex Tag Team Champions on their way to the ring.
Henry Jenkins and Dean Henry John. And their opponents, at a combined weight of 660 pounds, the All-Star Tag Team Dean Henry John and the Beast Henry Jenkins. Chaos.
Well, this tag team, what a tag team they have been. They have been a dominant tag team, as well as Reckless and 10 have been, and the tag team champions challengers, the Charm City Kings. The men's tag team division, in my opinion, are just like the women's tag team division. They are hard hitting. They will not stop at anything until they get what they want, and that is a victory over their opponents, or in this case of the Charm City Kings and Reckless Intent here tonight, a victory over the tag team champions.
Yeah, we got some amazing men's tag teams, and we got two right here gonna battle it out in a cage tonight.
If you notice the thing here, you've got three pretty big men and one man who's just almost about the size of a light heavyweight of Franco Ricci. So you gotta wonder what exactly Franco could do here in this matchup, as he's dealing with a big man in Henry Jenkins, while TK is dealing with a smaller man in DHJ.
A big strategy that little guys go for the big guys is always go for the legs, chop the tree down. And that's what it seemed like Franco was trying to do, as TK just venting his aggression onto DHJ, just unloading on him.
Well, right now, DHJ getting a taste of the anger, the fury of TK, while Franco is trying to get Henry Jenkins off his feet here. Got him rolling over, and a nice enziguri, kicking him on the side of the head as DHJ just super kicked TK, almost taking his head off.
You would think that the smaller of the two tag teams, DHJ and Franco, would be going at it, but no, both of them are going after the muscle of the tag team.
It's like they both want to see who can take the big man down first. It's like a little competition here between these two men. The small man want to see who can take the big man off his feet first, and long enough to get him over that cage, while the big man want to see who can dominate the smaller man first before they climb the cage.
What's crazy is that DHJ is the smaller of the two in Kaiju, but that's not saying much. That's like saying the first tower of the Twin Towers is smaller than the other.
But right now, DHJ and Henry, trying to go after TK. Henry had him first, but TK managed to get him off, but not so much for DHJ here.
You got to take it into consideration of how big both of these men, that 3 of these men are, how difficult it's going to be getting over that cage.
Oh, that's the damn truth. And now, right now, DHJ looking to climb up the cage, while Jenkins distracting Franco Ritchie, and TK's sitting up. Now he's getting up, and now Franco's climbing over the cage. Or at least starting to.
It's almost like a race now. Who's going to get to the bottom first?
Who's going to be the first man over? That is a big question here. DHJ's taken out. TK's taking him out of the top of the cage. And now TK going to work on him. But now DHJ and TK. Oh! TK just got his face first to that really hard top of the steel. And there goes DHJ, but TK's not climbing up. Now he is for some reason.
Getting himself pumped up, you know?
Yeah, but at the same time, you don't want to do that because that might cost you. And now DHJ trying to get TK as Henry Jenkins knocks off Franco Ritchie.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man.
You would think that DHJ would want to just let TK be and just go on the attack of Franco.
Yeah,
and just have 2 big men in the cage with them to inflict as much pain as possible.
Henry Jenkins is the first man out, but TK might be the next one to go. But Franco Ritchie, he's climbing over the cage. Oh, and the top of TK's head off that steel, off that really solid steel, and DHJ got a face full of it.
As Franco just sneaking his way out of the cage.
But that might have cost him. DHJ's climbing up to the cage. TK now trying to get up. And now DHJ trying to find his footing. But TK is looking to stop him in his tracks.
Will he do it in time, though?
He's trying to get him going there. And TK grabbing blows right to the leg and back of Dean Henry John.
And Michael Plains.
And there goes DHJ! TK coming over the top. Now he's got to find his footing as he climbs down.
A big man like him.
Then here comes DHJ now.
Will he be quick enough?
Oh, wait a minute. TK cooking away at DHJ. He's on the top. TK's gonna climb over.
Oh, there's no way Jenkins is gonna get up in time.
It's not Jenkins, it's DHJ, dude.
Yes.
And there it is. Reckless may have lost one tag match, but they just won the other.
And against the tag team champions, what an impressive showing by them.
Oh, man.
Your winners, Franco, Madman,
I know
Richie,
how TK is, and he's probably not as happy of the fact that he wasn't able to like TK bomb and pin Kaiju, but a win is a win. Reckless Intent have beaten the Apex Tag Team Champions.
Oh, man. Kaiju ain't gonna be happy about this one, I can already tell you that. Well, on the bright side, they did not break the ring. But coming up next, 2 faces, or at least one face that you may have seen be the general manager of Apex. But tonight, Christian TRACEY is donning his boots as he goes one-on-one against the debuting Jacob HELMS.
Yep. And if you've noticed, this is back-to-back-to-back Reckless action. It's, like I said, they have an enormous reach over Apex, and it's going to be interesting to see after Control what they do with that reach.
Yeah, so right now it's a tiebreaker. The women's Reckless Intent could not get a victory over the Black Empire, but as we just seen, the men's Reckless Intent tag team were victorious over the tag team champions. So this, in essence, is their tiebreaker. Will their guy win, or will their guy lose? That is the question. Let's find out.
Find out!
Making his way to the ring from Saratoga Springs, New York, weighing in at 260 pounds, Christian.
Oh, Christian TRACEY. This is actually his very first match in Apex Wrestling. He's had a couple of months as Apex General Manager, but tonight we're going to see what this man could do in this squared circle.
Yep. Donning a new look as of late and a new attitude to boot. Really going full throttle with his little new reckless lifestyle. Really showing that reckless intent that they wanted from him for the longest of time. He's been showing it in full force.
Alright, tonight we're going to see what Christian TRACEY can do, but he's going up against another man who, let's say, probably wouldn't need no introduction in a way. That man being Jacob HELMS, another man who, like I said about Leo Punk, he has gone in the tag team division, but tonight we're going to see what he can do in the singles competition.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe this match does end up catapulting him to possibly an Intercontinental Championship opportunity at some point. You know?
And while everybody here would love to go for the world title, I'm pretty sure there are a number of people in the company here who wouldn't mind being an Intercontinental Champion in this promotion, because to them that might skyrocket them to a world title match.
Yep, and the Intercontinental Champion is one of our most prestigious titles. Some of the best matches have come from the Intercontinental Champion. Some of the best reigns in Apex history have come from the Intercontinental Champion.
Right now we've had 3 reigns as far as 4 reigns as far as the Intercontinental title goes. Started out with Tamura, then it went to Kurt Carter, then Blake Adams, and now it's in the hands of Jaden Shire, who you will be seeing here tonight, going up against Deshaun Walton by order of Lee Anderson, after Anderson called him out and thinking that he is the hacker.
Well, that's the main event, and right now we're seeing Christian TRACEY show a little bit of that reckless intent that I was talking about before.
Yeah, he's showing it he's showing it in a devastating way. HELMS has got to stay focused. He cannot let TRACEY get the better of him. But at the same time, TRACEY cannot let this young man, who after he and Leo Punk broke up as a tag team, he's doing what he can here tonight against Christian TRACEY by himself. And so far, just now he's not doing too bad. But TRACEY is a man that is one of those wrestlers that if you make a mistake, he will capitalize on it.
Hard to kill is probably the best way to describe Christian TRACEY.
Well, right now, Helms now going for a leg-assisted camel clutch. But that's not going to be enough to take out Christian TRACEY. That's going to take more than that. But now Jacob. Oh, what a brainbuster into a cover. And 2.5. Not yet there, but Helms is on the right path. As TRACEY counters him.
He's just got to keep going, but he can't right now. TRACEY is just showing that reckless intent that got him where he is today.
Oh, that's true. That's very true. But now Jacob Helms, after countering TRACEY, he's measured him. What's he going for here? Oh, damn! Pump handle suplex cover. And Jacob Helms quickly gets the cover and the victory.
Wow. What an impressive showing by both men. A quick but action-packed match, to say the least.
Oh, man, that was a damn good matchup. TRACEY gave it what he could, but Helms was just a little bit more focused on being victorious here tonight.
Yep. Seems like the hungrier one tonight.
The only question remains is, after defeating a well-known member of Reckless Intent, what lies in store next for this young man, Jacob Helms?
Here is your winner, Jacob Helms.
Only time will tell. But right now, he gets to bask in his victory over Christian TRACEY here tonight, all by himself. What a match! What a victory for Jacob Helms. He's going to have a good night later on. He's going to be celebrating somewhere. But as much as I would love to go celebrate with him, we still got a job to do. Coming up next, Alex versus Alex. CAMINO versus the Natural Wolf in a steel cage. This is a rematch from last week after, like we said before many times, this on Warzone, after some minion went out and attacked one of these two gentlemen from behind before he could even make his way to the ring. But tonight,
I believe actually, to correct you, the match did actually go underway.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But it was a sneak attack during the match that was unfortunately got thrown out because of the fact it was Alex CAMINO that did suffer the wrath of this minion. But again, we are on lockdown, and we have yet to have any big problems pertaining to the hacker at all. And it seems like that we probably won't be seeing the hacker until the pay-per-view.
He's not really made his presence felt since Anderson literally put the lockdown on this match, on his show. Does make it to where you can only compete in a steel cage match now. So I'm wondering if the hacker is trying to think of some way to get involved in some way, shape, or form, or if he's just going to give Mr. Anderson a little bit of false hope. But we'll see what happens somewhere down the line, if at all. But right now it's CAMINO versus Wolf, one-on-one, steel cage. See what happens. Coming up next.
Making his way to the ring from Swansea, Wales, weighing in at 190 pounds, Alex.
Well, Alex CAMINO. Well, what can I say about him that hasn't already been said at this point?
He's got new gear on. It's looking very nice, I would say.
Yeah, maybe this... Yeah, this man, he's had a mixed bag of success in Apex Wrestling. He just hasn't been able to see a victory for some time now. Maybe that might all change here tonight. Because as every wrestling promotion can say, anything can happen. Whether it's something that you know is going to happen or something that'll shock you, anything can happen in this ring. And CAMINO looks like he's ready to get down to business.
And I think his opponent is too.
Here comes Alex.
And his opponent from Los
Damn you,
Angeles,
JoJo.
California, weighing in at 220 pounds, the natural Alex Wolf.
As I was going to say, Alex Wolf, he may not be as mad as TK, but I think he's just as rightfully upset about his match being interrupted by a million. But at the same time, I wonder if he's still feeling a bit upset about what happened in his match before his match with Alex CAMINO.
That was?
Him against Drunker Jimmy, the fact that Jimmy almost pinned him the week before. This was the week before the week when the Minions attacked him.
Yeah.
But right now,
if he's not able to actually take out someone that's as unproven as Alex CAMINO, maybe Alex Wolf doesn't have what it takes to be an Apex, you know? Maybe he lost his touch.
I hope his attitude doesn't get him in trouble. Because right now, that's the one thing about these matches. Even though there are pins and submissions, there are of course no disqualifications. But how the hell are you going to get out of that ring, considering how that's the rule in this one? You can't escape the cage. You got to do it mano a mano style. When you can't run, you can't hide.
I don't think either men are wanting to do that. I think both men are ready for a good old style wrestling match, locked inside of a cage.
All right now, CAMINO actually taking it to Wolf right now a little bit.
Again, maybe Wolf has lost his way. Maybe he's not the natural he's been claiming he's been the past few years.
I gotta say, don't cut him out until the fat lady sings, or in this case, that bell rings. And after a 1, 2, 3. And now Wolf looks like he's starting to come back into it as he does a deadlift sit-out powerbomb.
Insane power on the end of Alex Wolf. Probably pound for pound the best athlete when it comes to actual conditioning in Apex. But he just hasn't been able to get it done in the ring.
Right now, CAMINO trying to get back into things here as he goes for the lathe of Alex Wolf. Now CAMINO. The only big question here is, can CAMINO pull a big upset? Drunker Jimmy almost did that when they fought in the Drunker Jimmy Open Challenge. But while Alex Wolf did come out with a victory in the end of that, he's having a bit of a trickier time with CAMINO, in my opinion, right now.
CAMINO's putting up quite a fight.
CAMINO clutching his gut there. I don't know if he just got injured, but Alex Wolf don't give a fuck as he just throws CAMINO back first out of the steel cage.
Oh no! Oh, the referee might have to get in that cage.
Oh man! The referee might stop this match if he feels like the need should arise. But right now he's Camino with a cover. And now a quick on it one.
He's fighting through the pain.
Gotta give him respect for that, I tell you.
Major respect.
Oh, Camino. With a little body splash to the back of Wolf as he does a leg drop to this proclaimed natural.
Not looking so natural on the ground, with Camino having just as much offense as he has.
Oh, and again, Camino clutching his stomach. Oh, now and again, Wolf just throws it back first. He does not give a damn anymore.
Wolf is in quite a sour mood.
As he just uppercutted. As he just gave an uppercut to Camino while Camino had his back again to the steel cage. And now Wolf with a knee right on the top of the head.
I think he's done playing games, honestly.
Cover. And a kick out of two. He may be done playing games, but Camino's not done fighting.
The tenacity of Alex Camino.
And now Wolf is going up. He knows the target now. He's working on the back of Camino. He's working on the body because that's where Camino's clutching hard.
He might have some bruised ribs or something.
Oh, man. Now Camino. Uh-oh. And now Alex Wolf got him right to the gut again. Camino's got to be hurt now. But he's fighting through that pain. He's doing what he can to fight through the pain. Measuring Wolf. Can he do it? He got him with a super kick. Covered by Camino. And Alex Camino got the win!
No way!
Oh my God!
Through a possible rib injury, Alex Camino puts Alex Wolf away!
Oh my God!
I am shocked!
Oh my God, man. The natural just lost to Alex Camino in what is honestly, in my opinion, to this point, the best steel cage match we've seen in one-on-one action.
Insanity. You gotta give it up to Alex Camino. But it's unfortunate to see. Maybe I was right at the beginning of the match. Maybe Alex Wolf lost his footing. Maybe he's not the natural as he says he is anymore.
Al Camino. Alex Wolf. He's just... I'm wondering if what happened with Drunken Jimmy started to take its toll on him. Because he just went through another supposed jobber, and this guy just about gave him a fight. Only this time, this guy beat him.
It might be getting in Alex's head.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, another rematch from last week. Brandon Murphy versus Malcolm Black.
Another match that was unable to happen because of these pestilent, these no good minions of this hacker. We were deprived of such a great match that we will be getting from these two. Brandon Murphy has been on and off when it comes to Apex, but he's always been consistent. Malcolm Black, I would say, a bona fide star of all of CAW. Two people that couldn't be any polar opposites are going head to head, and now in the confines of a steel cage.
I would say the steel cage is definitely Malcolm Black's personal household, because he has been in the ring with so many people in a steel cage. Win or lose, just like always, he puts them through hell before the match is over, whether he wins or his opponent wins.
Yeah, And you just gotta wonder if this rookie in this underdog in Brandon Murphy is gonna be able to take it to Malcolm Black.
All right, well, we're going to find out, and we're going to do it right now.
Go.
Making his way to the ring from Kyoto, Japan, weighing in at 184 pounds, Brandon Murphy.
Brandon Murphy, as we just said, going up against the challenge that is Malcolm Black. The question is, will this man, Brandon Murphy, be able to live to tell the tale as to this fight?
Yeah, Murphy has had so many challenges in front of him. I would say this is his biggest challenge yet.
The only question is, can he take down the challenge, or will this challenge be too much for him?
We've seen both circumstances. We've seen Brandon Murphy rise up to the occasion and take down the menace, take down the bigger and better adversary, but we've also seen Murphy choke when the time is needed.
And here comes the War Chief, Malcolm Black, the most, again, one of, if not the most devastating hard hitters to grace this or any other ring. This man is going to be the true test for any man who sets foot in that ring on the opposite corner of this guy.
Malcolm Black, one of the biggest stars, and it's crazy to think about, but I'm getting in my earpiece right now that he is one of the stars that is going to be in the Internet Championship Tournament.
Ooh.
Right. One of the biggest stars in Apex is going for our newest prize.
Oh, man. War Chief Malcolm Black is the Internet Champion. I wouldn't doubt that not happening. But
I mean, look at the social media presence he has. Not only does he have like thousands of followers on Twitter alone, but he has so many wives that have so much reach in amongst themselves.
yeah, man, dude. Malcolm Black looking like he is pumped. He is ready for this fight against Brandon Murphy. I don't know what he thinks about this young man as he's walking down to this ring. But one thing's for sure, if Brandon Murphy wants to make a good impression on him, he's got to give Malcolm Black a damn good fight here tonight.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen Malcolm Black not ready. He is always ready for the challenge, and this challenge is just another spoke in the wheel that is the road to Apex Control.
Look at the size difference here. They're both about the same height. A little bit, Malcolm might be a little bit taller, but Malcolm's got the weight advantage, definitely.
Definitely. Malcolm has put on a lot of beef. Definitely.
And now Murphy's going to try to slow down Malcolm Black, but honestly, as much as I would agree with that strategy, that is a lot easier said than done with this man right here.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think it is good to keep the pace low with Malcolm Black. You gotta avoid him at all costs, because once he gets your hand on you, it's done. It's over.
And Murphy went now with a nice counter, but Malcolm Black gains control relatively quickly.
Back and forth, just jockeying for position right now.
Nice swing blade there from Murphy as he does a double stomp on Malcolm's chest. But in all honesty, in my opinion, Murphy might possibly give Malcolm the fight because he's already at least starting to give him a fight as he goes for the cover here, but it's randomly early as Malcolm does a quick out at one.
And Murphy trying to get the early victory, but knowing Malcolm, there's no early victory in sight for him.
As Malcolm just made Brandon Murphy slam hard on his back as he does an elbow and then an elbow drop, an elevated elbow drop as you would probably call it, to Brandon Murphy as he goes to work on his chest.
Yep, he just picks apart every part of his opponent's body.
And Murphy now, Malcolm actually almost just managed to miss that punch, but Murphy just barely managed to connect with his, and now it's on Murphy as he gains control of this matchup with a nice drop kick to the back of Malcolm.
It's all about that early jock for position. Who's going to get the advantage long enough to get their opponent's shoulders down for that 3 count?
The way I'm thinking about it here, with this victory for Malcolm, it would honestly mean nothing to him. If he's faced up against men who feel like they could beat him, only for them to honestly get their asses whipped relatively quickly. But for Brandon Murphy, this, like you said earlier, could be the biggest victory of his whole career in Apex.
I wouldn't say the victory means nothing. Again, it's another good spoke on the wheel that is the road to the not only Apex Control but the Internet Champion in itself.
I'd actually agree with that, not gonna lie, but right now Murphy getting kicked all over the place here from Malcolm, as Malcolm is doing what he does best, systematically destroying his opponent's body.
Either by joint manipulation or high spots, Malcolm will find a way to break down your body.
And now Malcolm with a nice elbow drop right to the chest of Brandon Murphy. And now Malcolm has complete control over this match as he rolls him over, but he picks him up with a nice show of strength, powerbombs him again, cover, and a kick out of 2 by Murphy.
How long can Murphy stay put? How long can he take Malcolm Black's offense?
Well, Murphy actually looks like he's starting to come back, but can he maintain it? You can't be cocky with Murphy. Oh wait, Murphy came into cover with Malcolm. Cover. Oh, and a kick on a 2.5. Murphy almost had him.
That is crazy.
But now Murphy going to work. Oh, kicks him right in the face. Murphy now going for something here. STO with a knee to the back and a nice leg sweep. Nice combo moves there. But Murphy knows that's not going to be enough to take out the War Chief. And pump handle, Samoan drop, cover.
Murphy's Law.
Oh, he almost had him. 2.9 for the referee, the way he's saying it. But now Murphy's measuring Malcolm. If he hits this, it might be over. Murphy got him with the pile driver.
Good God!
Cover. And Brandon Murphy has just beaten Malcolm Black. Are you kidding me?
Wow! The underdog has done it again! Brandon Murphy is victorious here!
Oh my God, listen to this crowd.
I might even get up and applaud myself. Congratulations, Murphy.
Both men gave it their all here tonight, but somehow, some way, Brandon Murphy managed to overcome his own pain of dealing with Malcolm Black and beat the War Chief in the upset victory of the night. What a match. What a victory for Brandon Murphy. This is going to go down in history as one of his biggest wins of his career in Apex Wrestling.
Definitely will be. And hopefully he gets a spot in that Internet Championship position. Lee Anderson, if you're listening to this, you better get this guy in this tournament. He needs an opportunity like that again.
Oh man, what an incredible matchup that was. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the main event of the evening. Deshaun Walton, by order of Lee Anderson, will be taking on Jaden Shadow inside a steel cage. What a match this is going to be.
Now, this match was actually supposed to happen. This was one of the matches that did get ruined. But maybe because of the fact that one wasn't the one attacked by a minion. It was Jaden that got attacked. So Lee might have a possibility of being right about this. Or he could be wrong. I don't know. Walton has not been able to actually say anything about it. He has not been able to respond in dubious fashion, you know? So maybe he's gonna try to show his innocence by taking down Jaden and showing Lee that, hey, I'm a trooper. I'm coming out here for you. I'm coming out here for Apex, and I'm not here to just make an impact. I'm here to beat the Intercontinental Champion and possibly get an opportunity at it at Control.
Who knows? But right now, Walton, because of Anderson, I think Anderson may be going off the deep end, accusing Walton of being the hacker. But honestly, when you're going through this position, what could you do? You know?
I'd hate to be Lee Anderson right now, you know?
Alright, well, let's see what happens. Walton, Shadow, non-title match, mind you. A steel cage main event. Let's see what happens.
Let's go.
Making his way to the ring from Staten Island, New York, weighing in at 203 pounds, Deshaun Walter.
Well, Deshaun Walton, I don't think he's in a good mood after he just got called out by Anderson as being the man behind the hacker shtick. But tonight, he didn't even give Walton a chance to defend himself. He forced him into this matchup.
Now, Walton, a trooper of Apex, honestly, has been around for longer than most of the roster, I would say, and he's been a consistent member of the roster. It's not like he just sits around like Eleni Poffo and just sits in his living room and collects a check. He's been here consistently. And it's a shame that Lee Anderson has gotten to this place where he has to accuse his roster of such malicious things.
Well, I'm just thinking for Lee Anderson, I'm wondering if the hacker, the whole thing with the hacker is just getting to him in the worst way possible. Because the last thing you want to do is start accusing your own workers without even giving them a chance to defend themselves. I can only just say it's just because of what's been going on with Anderson. His mind has just not been... I just don't think he's been thinking about who the hacker is. I think he's just maybe pointing the finger at somebody. Just because, why not?
Yeah. Well, Walton, again, this is a match that was supposed to happen because of, but didn't because of the fact that the Minions did take over a week or two ago, and attacked this man, our Intercontinental Champion.
And his opponent, from Sacramento, California, weighing in at 220 pounds, the All-Star Intercontinental Champion, Jaden the Samoan.
Jaden Shadow, Intercontinental Champion. I don't know how he feels about what Anderson said earlier tonight, but in all honesty, I think he's just happy to get a rematch with Deshaun Walton and see who really would have been the winner of their matchup last week. But this time, in a structure that is so demonic, and not as demonic as, of course, the Hell in a Cell, but demonic in its own way, as we've seen a few times earlier tonight, especially in the matchup between Alex Camino and Alex Wolf, in which Camino just almost looked like he was probably injured, but we don't know for sure if he is. That's got to be something on him to talk about there.
Beautiful side plates, by the way, on Jaden's new Intercontinental Champion. I didn't even know you could mess around the side plates. I guess he got it commissioned or something. But all looks aside, this is going to be a great match, I think.
Yeah, two men that honestly are very known in Apex, but probably not the most well liked in certain ways.
I will definitely agree. They're very controversial figures. You either absolutely love them or absolutely hate them. And that's why it's great. It's crazy to think that these two are going against each other, but it's happening.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know if the crowd's just who the crowd is going to cheer for in this match, if anyone at all. Whether they probably like Deshaun Walton more, or others liking Shadow more, and Shadow just did a hammer throw to Walton and threw him hard enough into the steel cage.
Honestly, maybe the people that hate both are just masochists and want to see both of these men get inflicted with pain. I'm, of course, non-biased, so I'm not going to pick a side. I'm saying right now that Jaden is quite impressive with his showing tonight, though.
Well, I'm guessing the crowd's already picked who they're going off against. Going against Shadow. And probably cheering for Walton here.
After what happened tonight, maybe the Apex crowd, Apex fans are starting to lose faith in Lee Anderson.
I don't know what the case is there, but right now, I guess the people are thinking that while Anderson is understandably upset, I think the crowd is cheering for Walton because they feel like he isn't the guy that hacked his account about a month ago at least.
We're just gonna have to wait and see.
And now Walton.
The hacker's identity is on the line at Control.
Who
knows?
Yeah, because the match at Control between Anderson and this hacker is simple. If Anderson wins, the hacker has to unmask himself. But if the hacker wins, he goes for the world title.
Some crazy stipulations, but Lee had to comply to actually get this guy to show up. Who knows if he's even going to show up at Control? And how unpredictable he is. We haven't seen him in a while.
I haven't seen. Yeah,
he's gone forever.
Yeah, we haven't seen him for some time now. Ever since he went off on Anderson last week on Ground Zero, he hasn't really said much in between when he accepted Anderson's challenge to that point last week.
know, maybe Lee's just going a little mad.
Well, honestly, to a certain extent, I can't blame him, but at the same time, don't be pointing fingers at somebody just because you have a bad history with him. And Shadow with a cover on Walton, and a shoulder up at 2 by Walton after Shadow just about damn near took his head off.
Jaden has been quite on a roll in this match.
Yeah, well, that's the thing with the champion. You gotta find a way to. You're a champion for a reason. Shadow measuring 1.
The vintage
cover, and just like that,
there's a reason Jaden is he's just as impressive.
Oh, Walton and Shadow. I can only guess what's going to be the case about what happened. But I can tell you, Anderson, for the most likely, was watching this matchup. But with him losing, what's that going to say to Anderson?
Impressive win on the end of Jaden Shadow, as he has a lot of momentum going forward into the road of control. Question is, who is he going to be facing for the Intercontinental Champion?
Your guess is as good as mine. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for us here tonight on Ground Zero. We hope you enjoyed. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Forrest Walpole, he's Tony Sparacio, and we are signing off right from Nashville, Tennessee.